art as her power to cultivate change, and to our headline performers as well. If you don't know me, my name is Leonora. I am the founder of She Is Made, which I actually founded after creating my second book, my poetry chapter book called Made. I'm big on definitions, and made defined is built, shaped, or formed in a specified way. So everything you are, everything you've been through, made you who you are today. And then I found that She Is Made. I'm also in education and media. And so I wanted to merge art, wellness, right? Poetry and health with social emotional learning as a healing tool for mental health awareness. I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to my writing, when it comes to poetry, when it comes to events that I curate, it's a healing tool for me. It's a way to express myself. It's a way to keep my sanity, right? And that's what May did for me when I created this book. Let me just see everyone really quick. Okay. All right. So that's what May did for me during the pandemic, the height of the pandemic, and with all that was going on when it came to social injustices, Black Lives Matter. We were facing so many different things, so much adversity and obstacles, and we still are. And I used my art as my power. And so now tonight, this evening, welcome to the Story Corner. Welcome. It's lit. We on a date, y'all, for a good cause. So let me just tell you a little bit of where this came from. She Is Made. We're doing a back to school initiative. So as you see on our page, we've been doing and involved in a lot of back to school events, sponsoring back to school events, curating events, fundraising, donating to different organizations. And as I said, I'm in education, where I am the manager of mentors and after school programs for high school students. And so this is kind of where my brain started working, like, okay, DOE is kind of ignoring the fact that students are going back to school full-time in person, and there's a lot of trauma that they are facing from the pandemic, from all that has been accessible to them, whether it was on social media, their day-to-day lives, the news, right? And no one's really talking about the social emotional component of that and the healing part of that, right? I know I have anxiety about going back to the building with 4,000 students on a day-to-day basis, and now they have this whole, you have to be vaccinated, or you have to show that you received your testing weekly. It's just a lot going on. So tonight, all the funds will be going towards purchasing supplies for art, health, and wellness for junior high school and high school students. I'm also working with the senator in South Queens, working on a reintegration workshop, both in person and remote. High school students will be remote on September 3rd. Junior high school and elementary school students will be September 4th. And there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of funding. And, I put everything into my business, but, we need help. There's a lot of students that we're servicing. So thank you again for using this space, using your art to push the narrative and come together as a community. Thank you, Brown Jewel. Miss Jewel on the ones and twos. She DM'd me like, who's your DJ for the night? Because I'm usually doing everything. I'm the DJ, I'm the organizer, I'm the poet, I do it, But she's like, no, like, let's do this. So I just appreciate y'all. I'm going to put a writing prompt in the chat. Things kind of got jumbled. I don't know why it came out that way, but when I opened the floor after our headline performers, if you were able to create something, well, we will have an intermission before going into audience members performing. But if you come up with something off of that writing prompt, feel free to share it. A lot of the times when you open the floor, people are kind of nervous to share their own art. We're sensitive about our shit, right? And so writing prompts helps with that. Or feel free to share something that was pre-written that you want to bring to the table. It's all love here. It's a safe space. And then I'm also going to put a Google form in the chat as well. So this is the form where you'll upload your actual transcript of your writing piece, whether you're a headline performer or audience member, so that I have that and I can put that on our Made to Write blog and send that out in our newsletters for promo. Lastly, our artists are here pro bono and literally just here to support the cause. So when they are performing, they will put their Cash App either be at the beginning or at the end to tip the performer, tip the DJ too. All of y'all just throw y'all Cash App and, you know, let's support our performance as well. And feel free to share any business ventures you have going on, any events coming up. Like, really use the time to network. And when we also do the intermission, use the chat as well, because it's about y'all, it's about us. If not us, then who? You know what I'm saying? So with that said, I'm gonna let Jewel play some music while I just throw some things in the chat, and then we'll start in about 3 minutes. Writing session over here. Ali, I see you. The words are flying. All right, let's get started. This is such good vibes. Big up our DJ one time, Jules. Thank you so much. We definitely need to do a creative work session for real, because you got my mind going. So we're gonna start our the Story Corner open mic night with Jazzie Writes. So introduce yourself, drop your Instagram, your social media in the chat, and yeah, rock out.
Hello, everyone. I am Jazzie Writes, and I totally was not nervous until you spotlighted me. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I'm going to keep my intro short because I really want to get to the most important part of the night. I will drop my Cash App for those who would like to tip the pro forma, and I'm at Jazzie Writes on social media. So here goes, postpartumly yours. When I look into the mirror now, I no longer know exactly who I see. I wonder if it's even really me staring back. Somehow between the last 9 years, I've become so many different versions of myself, I no longer know who's who. I hear a lot of people say that's common after pregnancy. Well, I'm on baby number 3, waiting for me to show up. That vibrant, confident, take me as I am, carefree me, the one that was so unapologetically free, the one that refused to compare, compromise, or settle. Recently, I've been missing some of the most important parts of Jazzie. I wake up unmotivated to be. Does that even make sense? I wake up with zero intent to be me. Nope. Instead, I get lost in wife, mother, milkmaid, friend, confidant, sister, auntie, and cousin willingly. I avoid at every turn being. So now when I call out to her, she doesn't respond to me. As I stand here looking into her, she refuses to stare back, refuses to be seen. Between the nonverbal demands for affection, soft baby cries, and mommy did you knows, she silently screams. I struggle trying to understand how to set her free. I love every role, and I'm sure I've mastered them to a T, yet for some reason, the most important one of all, I let get whipped into debris. And so now I'm hitchhiking back without a clue as to who I will see. When I come back in this room and look in this mirror, I just want to see me. That is postpartum yours. And I'm gonna head right into the next one because I knew that this was a story corner. So I'm gonna jump into her story, which is a poem you can find in my book, Jazzie's Pocket Pieces, JazzieWrites.com. You can find it there. And here's her story. She's silenced by side glances, abrupt movements, and coughs interjecting her sentences. Promiscuity made so much sense because she was finally in control of who and when. Yet "You're a lady" rang louder than school bells, almost as loud as the labels that came along with her newfound survival mode. Demons hunting her steps as she struggled to stay afloat, even when drowning seemed so much easier. Slit wrist attempts, 180 morphine pills, and 120 Tylenol PM failed to take her out, so she was forced to face it. In return, she begged the universe to give her a purpose, a reason for being. There's something so damn mesmerizing about pain. Some days it's all you feel, and others it's the furthest from your focus. You almost get convinced you're healed. Yet healing is a daily battle because it's not just about the get through, it's about staying on the other side. Battling memories and triggers and a million reasons why. I walk on eggshells because I don't think I'll ever be prepared to look into those big, beautiful brown eyes and say, he raped me. When she questions the origin of her DNA or overhears a family member still insisting on false accusations, because in Black families, we don't speak about the prey and the predators among us, let alone the possibility that it can be you. Because let's face it, nobody cares until it's you. And even then they question, was it you or what did you do? I imagine that all of you, Cito, Rashawn, Logan, Phil, Jamal, and Keith, are all in this crowd under the sound of my voice because for way too long, I refused to say your name with such conviction. Because retaliation and victim blaming is real. Yet I've endured you, so this shit is a piece of cake. So let me save you all the time. Yes, it was dumb. Yes, I was dumb. Too trusting, a bit naive, and yes, I wanted to fight or flee. Yet majority of the time, I was frozen in time trying to think myself into another place. Yes, maybe a dress showed too much leg. Yes, thinking a boy and a girl could really just be friends. Yes, I actually thought saying you were like a brother made me family. Who knew 9-year-olds were actually attracted to more than just 9-year-old boys? Oh, and the classic, yes, of course, I asked for this. Who would ever dream of being in control of their emotions and flashbacks? Who wouldn't want a living, breathing, constant reminder that I was too weak to flee and too weak to abort? Yet let's not get caught up on that because she is the purpose I begged the universe for. She is the only reason her story can be told by me, and the only reason her story will never be repeated or forgotten. Her story is my story. Curtsy. Thank you so much for having me. I'm not going to ramble long. Again, if you want to follow me, I'm at Jazzie Writes on IG, the living exception _ on IG as well. www.jazziewrites.com if you want to buy a book. And if you want to donate, is $ Jazzie Writes. Thank you guys for having me. I look forward to hearing from the rest of you.
Yay! Round of applause again. That was real. Be sure to write that out, just so that we have that in the chat. And thank you so much again, Jazzie Writes. And then also throw in the chat where to acquire books from. Okay. And so next we have Vanessa coming to the stage. Let me highlight you real quick.
Hello. Yes. Hey guys, my name is Vanessa. I can put in the chat right now before I forget. You always got to plug first, all right? So you guys can find me only on Instagram at _Veganese. And I am a vegan holistic coach as well. And I'm plugging my Cash App right now. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna do I think 3 pieces. This first one is just literally a part of my story. Having gone off to LA a few years ago to find myself, one of those things that we find ourselves doing, right? Just to really find out why we're here, what we're doing, what we want to be doing, all the things. So this was a song that I wrote when I came back and got reacclimated. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going home. I'm going home. Home's calling me. Home's calling me. I went from New York to LA. No idea how long I'd stay. And I prayed and I prayed. Had a dollar but no dream. It's not what it seems. Home's a place of stability, one of peace and tranquility. No wonder why this earth's foreign. No wonder why I keep soaring higher. So I'm going home. I'm going home. Home's calling me. Home's calling me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's that. Very short and sweet. Yeah. So the next piece I'm gonna do is one of my favorites. It's actually literally the first piece that got me on stage. And it's so ironic because this is not about anyone. It's kind of just one of those pieces that came to me. Like the art just like flowed through me and I was a vessel for it. So thank you guys for enjoying and sharing this energy and these frequencies with me. You are so beautiful. I'm inspired to be yours. You're a king and you bring everything that a queen like me deserves. Your love is magic. It would be tragic if this ain't what it seems, but either way, I live at peace. Knowing that I met you, you got layers to uncover. Laying with you, no covers, I discover how you make me feel at home. You're too romantic. Your lips on my hand make my soul quiver because you're sweet like ripened strawberries on the warmest day. I can say I love you. I see beyond your physical. You're focused, you're intellectual, you're smooth. Baby, you're my muse with your caramel kisses. I melt with you like cinnamon syrup drizzled on pancakes. You are delicious. Your mind got me blown. Needing to explore you got me in my zone. Staring at you speechless, fantasizing by holding hands, walking down the beaches as I listen to you speak your mind while the sun sets. I can hear you need someone to talk to. I appreciate your mindset. I'll be your journal, the pages that you turn to, the pages I'll be your journal, the one that you come home to, the pages that you turn to when you're feeling down and when you're feeling blessed. I want to feel you at your best. Your words keep me smiling. So, baby, I'm providing the space you deserve, the sounds you never heard from my heart, beating like dark hands on African drums, got me dancing from the feeling of being the one. And even if I'm not for you, I know my worth. So if you walk away, I can confidently say that I'll wave pleasantly from the other side of the earth. Grateful for the time spent with a king like you, wishing you well, having memories of your kisses and the remnants of your riches, still tasting your delicious. Baby, this ain't finished. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to do this last piece and then, of course, do a couple of shameless plugs because I'm working on so much. Thank you all for being here. This last one, I think we only have one man in the room. But this one is to Black men. It's actually entitled Dear Black Boy. And I don't have any children right now, but I wrote this in the wake of all that was happening, of course, with the police brutality and just the constant destruction and antagonizing of our Black men. I hate to see it. I literally feel it, you know, and I feel like women in general have such a support system, right? Like, you know, we have all of these women's movements and such, and the Black man is still expected to go out into this world and be the strong one for himself, for his family, for his neighborhood. And it's really like, I would want to see more support for our Black men. So this was a piece for Black men. Dear Black boy, melanated man, or carbonated one, when you hear this, I need you to know that this is my song to you, unsung. Hear me as I pull you close with my tongue to tell you that you are the very definition of my sun. Shining so bright by nature, you wake the sleep. Your presence brings me the joy of an overactive peace. So much of a peace of mind that without even trying, you teach me not to fret the gray skies. I watch you rise to a world that's opposed to you. And I know that crying isn't something you think you're supposed to do, but what is not watered cannot grow. And you'll never know how much you're loved before you begin to love yourself. So as the rain pours down, let me remind you that you're dripping with wealth. And no, I'm not referring to that designer label on your shoe or that icy symbol of bondage around your neck. What I mean is the potential I see for you to pass on your innate divinity to the next. Yes, sounds complex in this world, but my son, you'll see how effortlessly you shine when you study Mother Nature, because it's in your very nature to become saturated in teachings to understand the divinity in yourself. The more you study what you're made of, the greater your inner wealth. Your well-being upon which no man can take. Your greatest power is your ability to create. So create vast mountains of love above streams of incoming truth and plant the seeds to bear the trees of the healthiest fruit. You do know you're only here for the youth, right? So be the light that you are and rewrite the narrative. I know that pain and trauma has dimmed the place you've inhabited, but we don't need to hear it no more. You're grown. Crack the whip on dependency and take care of your home. Black man, you are gold. Please remember the light behind the illuminated moon is you. So those are my pieces. That's my time. Thank you so much for allowing me here in the space to share my heart, my art. You guys can again find me on Instagram at _veganese. I am a vegan holistic coach. So personally, I've been vegan for 7 years, and currently I am an entrepreneur. I'm a full-time entrepreneur helping people transition into the vegan lifestyle. So my programs are for men and women alike, Black men and women, to be specific, just to help us grow and be healthy and take care of our first home, which is our body. Gratitude. Thank you.
Yes. That was beautiful. And thank you for blessing us with such an amazing piece and your music as well. That's super, super dope. So again, make sure y'all follow her and connect with her. And thank you again for sharing your art in this space. Okay, that was fire. Super, super fire. And so the only man we have in the room right now, my guy over here, we've shared many open mics and events, and he puts together open mics as well. He actually, honestly, I don't think you knew this, but when you started inviting me to do your open mics live online, I literally was just getting back into the flow of things, and it pushed me to continue to put myself out there because I started to be more behind the scenes than in front of the scenes. So just thank you for creating spaces like that and joining our space, and introduce yourself and bless our space.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ali. People also know me as the one for
Sorry, you're like going in and out a little bit.
Before I get started with the rest of my intro, I just want to give a big shout out for this platform again for
Ali, your service, your bandwidth is a bit low, so it's going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
No, it's like going in and out right now and freezing.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, but your face is like frozen. Do you want to exit and come back in? Maybe try that. All right, Joel, throw some music on for us real quick. Let's give him some time to get that together.
So many times that I try to get over you, no lie. The moment I met you, I knew I would let you down. And so many times you and I made love in my mind. Don't wanna regret you, but can't seem to forget you now. I don't mean to go on and confuse you. I know I'm confusing now. And I don't mean to go on and seduce you. I can't help but seduce you now. Guess we got a situationship. I guess we got a situation. Guess we got a situationship. I didn't mean to, but we got a. Guess we got a situationship. Yeah. Guess we got a situation. Shit. So tell me how to resist what we have when it feels right. The moments that I'm with you, I forget about the issues. I keep forgetting. Too many times you and I made love in my mind. The truth is that I miss you. No way I can forget you now. No, I don't mean to, baby. Go on and confuse you. I know I'm confusing now. And I don't mean to go on and seduce you. I can't help but seduce you now. But I think we guess we got a situationship. Oh baby, I just think we guess we got a situationship. I think we got a little situation. Guess we got a situationship. Guess we got a situation.
I'd love for you to speak about all the dope things that you have going on. She's a legend in the making over here. Thank you so much for dropping some tunes, then. Again, I'll drop your IG, and then hopefully you kind of speak on some of the things you have going on. Ali, we waited for you, brother, and now we're here. We're good to go. Let me just remove the spotlights, and it's all yours.
Can everybody hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. So once again, let me introduce myself. My name is Ali. I also go by the nickname of the One Focus Dope Poet. Before I finish with the intro, I just want to give a big shout out to Lenora for putting this platform together for artists to come in and have our voices heard. It's important that we continue to support each other as a community through our art, through our voices, um, and continue to speak our mind and get the message out. Um, so with that being said, long story short, I was born and raised in Queens. Been writing for several years now. I have 3 poetry projects out. My very first poetry project, Read What's Inside My Mind on all streaming platforms. My second one, Can't Judge an Open Book with a Closed Mind on all streaming platforms. My last poetry album, Speak Life into Words, also all streaming platforms. I'm currently working on a book, my first book. Currently recording for a new album, and just kind of like jumping on beats and throwing out like little poetry freestyles on SoundCloud. So go follow me on SoundCloud, One Focus Dope Poet on there. So quick first piece I'm gonna do tonight is a piece called Living Truth. This piece is off my first album. And this piece was just one of those pieces where I just kind of got in tune and just really wanted to express myself and let people know a little bit more about me, because I've always been told I'm this quiet guy. So I wanted to give a piece that describe a little bit more about me, with a little bit of history to it. So standing behind this mic and all of my demons do, without knowing shit about the people that I'm speaking to. I just hope my words can mirror a reflection when they get to you. Hope to take you on a ride and prepare your drive if these words could be a lift to you. Now watch me unwrap my mind and then present it as a gift to you. Turn you to a fiend for this poetry as to provide that itch for you. See, most nights, I'm just drowning in my own thoughts just to see what I can surface. Pacing back and forth like a nigga looking for some service. Guess I should be looking for some churches. Sit and talk to God about my purpose. Know a few people sold their souls to the devil, but tell Satan's minds can't be purchased. I learned to take my curses and script them into verses just to form these poems. They gave y'all the magic like it was showtime at the forum. But magic wouldn't be magic if it wasn't for Earth, so let's put our lead to the side and introduce you to Alfred so you can get to know him. Now, I know we all come from the same setting, but my story may be a little different. Please allow me to point out the difference. Born the oldest amongst my siblings, my mother was just a child herself, doing her best to raise her children, doing her best to keep her eyes covered from the things that became revealing. Wasn't much she could continue to do to conceal it. My pops was living it, flipping it, dealing it. It was like my whole family's guilty by association, and we was robbed of our innocence. Not sure if mommy was waiting to reap the benefits, so at this point, we was just too deep in it. Unfortunately, my pops caught another case and he had to go away. That shit broke my heart in every way. Couldn't stand the sight of no longer seeing my nigga every day. We started to fall on hard times and we lost our place. Started sleeping in motels and shelters. Mommy wouldn't speak on things, but I could read the devastation written all over her face. That shit put me in a weird space, all at the age of 8, feeling like everything in my circle was starting to lose its shape. Now tell me, if you lack faith, how can you give praise and grace to be able to stomach all that you got on your plate? Where did you get the strength to carry all of this weight? Knowing that one day I will have to become the man of my family. So as the years passed and I got older, I'm starting to feel the pressure on my shoulders. My siblings subconsciously watching me and see the type of path I'm gonna walk through so they can follow me. I just hope they accept my apology. I started acknowledging that I wasn't always thinking responsibly. I apologize if y'all felt like I couldn't be the stand-up nigga that I pops couldn't be. I know I should have known better when I seen him trip his own steps when I try to follow his lead, but you know what they say. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. The rain was supposed to wash away the pain, but yet you could still see the blood on the leaves. I've been through battles on walls. You can see the blood on my sleeves. I've been kneeling down praying to God so hard, you can see the blood on my knees. Life left me cold-hearted. I just pray it's not time for my heart to freeze. So put your ear to my chest. I promise you, you can still feel a heartbeat. As long as my lungs can breathe, I want to share my truth when you hear me speak. Before my time expires, I want to inspire you to be better than me. Living truth. Thank you. So that's my first piece for the night. It's called Living Truth. Second piece I want to get into, it's called The Corner. When Lenora told me the theme for tonight's open mic was Corner Story, I felt like I had a great piece to represent it. It's probably one of my first pieces that I wrote back in 2015, maybe 2014. Surprisingly, as much as I enjoy the piece. I don't normally get a chance to perform it as much, so this is probably my first time performing this actual piece in several years. So tell me what y'all think. When you first take a look, seem like dudes just standing on the corner chucking the jive and selling dope. Look more closely. It's dudes doing their best surviving off hope. See, life could be so deep, but we just trying to stay above float, learning to adjust to the wind while sailing a boat. See, growing up on the corner, we became students of an institution under the influence of revolution. Sparking the mental feeds of young seeds growing up to make improvements. Some nights it's going to be dark, cold, and gruesome while looking for a solution so we can start executing. But it's going to take more than us to rap it, we're going to make it to come to a conclusion. We have to teach the youth to have different outlets to help fuse them. Options could be a beautiful thing, just got to use them. So many young lives looking for guidance play close to the corners in hope of an OG to provide it. Where we will learn everything from battling for the title over money and violence or staying low and moving in silence. Gallon of Hennessy being poured on the curb to the corners and love a memory of those that we lost physically but still live among us spiritually. Politicking on how to carry on tradition. Understanding that everybody who sees us don't understanding that everybody who don't understand us see us as being ignorant. I suppose it's due to our street codes and clothes, the fact that we speak different. But this is our place at home, so if you say something offensive, prepare for us to get defensive and defended. I'm a true product of my environment, and I'm always going to represent it, the corner. Thank you. So, thank you. I hope y'all enjoyed. Those are my two pieces for the night. You can find me on Instagram at Ali_XII. My artist page, One Focus Dope Poet. Once again, I'll put it in the chat. My first three projects: Read What's Inside Your Mind, Can't Read an Open Book with a Closed Mind, Speak Life into Words, all streaming platforms. Find me there. I'm also working on another open mic session. Hopefully I could have something happen this fall with everything that's going on in life now. So I would love for all of you guys to come out. Even if you don't want to perform, just come out, enjoy the vibe, enjoy the atmosphere. It's a really good time, a really good vibe, music, food, just conversation, drinks, so forth and so on. So once again, thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for blessing this space. The only male in here coming through with the story corner poems and all that. So snaps for you being around all this estrogen. Yes, definitely drop in where they can actually get your music on all social media platforms. Drop your Instagram, drop your Cash App, tip the performers. And when he does do his open mic, I do encourage you guys to vibe. I performed, I went, it was a dope time. I had an amazing time. So yeah, just hit that follow button and you'll know when all that good stuff is happening. Thank you again, Ali. All right, y'all. So next up, we have our super dope lyric queen over here. So I'm going to add the spotlight and let her do what she does. Yeah, welcome.
Hi, how y'all doing? Y'all good? Okay, awesome, that's good. I'm awkward, so pardon my awkward banter, especially online. But I wanted to share two pieces with you. The first one that's a little heavier, and then I'm gonna do a second piece, and it's a little lighter, and I'll actually let you guys choose the second piece. So this first piece I call Battle Scars, and disclaimer, it is a piece about domestic violence. I am a survivor of a domestic violence relationship. So just wanted to put that out there. Stomach tied in knots, as there's a knock at my door. It's been a fortnight since we interacted, since the moment that you attempted to redact your statement. Claim that you said that shit out of frustration without understanding the indentation your infliction has created. Bruises bore my skin because you were just gripping me to get it through my head, but now my head is killing me as I'm downing this elixir as a remedy equal to drowning my memories on the off chance that I'll forget how your words felt piercing through my sternum. You held the two halves of my being in your palms and you promised not to hurt them. And I never knew what having the life sucked out of me felt like until your hands were clasped around my throat and pipes so closed, couldn't even choke or allow my voice box to produce a note, not even to tell you that I couldn't breathe. The only reason that you released is because I felt the shaking in my feet when my grip loosened on your own hand and I felt myself drifting off to sleep. I was praying for unwavering rest because my heart rate was slowing in my chest, thinking that this was my last breath. I remember pleading to the moon for a spot next to the fisherman because an eternity spent plucking stars from the Milky Way might be better for me than having to figure out if the stars in my eyes are real or if they're just the white spots for me regaining consciousness. I can still see the smirk on your face as I fell to my knees and tried to remember my first instinct. Love was supposed to be kind, but this was more survival of the fittest, and I can't recall the last time I ran a 6-minute mile, and I can still hear the knock on my door, and I'm too paranoid to answer, because the last time that I let someone in, they broke everything in sight. I can see the flashbacks like a war I don't remember enlisting for, and shrapnel shatters the floor of my apartment, and I'm still too shaken to fix any of this. The only thing that I have done is make my bed because it makes me feel as though my life is not such a mess. And my brain feels like an abandoned U-Haul truck full of rummage through boxes of memories and traumas with no resolution. So I am sitting here with the Dutch perched on my bottom lip, tears streaming down my cheeks as I recall every time that you would trip and say it was my fault. Take it out on me, making me think I was the cause. If work was bad, I did it. If the car wasn't working, I did it. If your pockets were empty, why wasn't I filling them? My requests for peace were too much and it was killing them to even be in my presence. Not allowed to be human, tired or stressed, only about them being well rested, fed and undressed. It didn't matter what I went through or how the fuck my day went. I was just supposed to cook for them, clean house and not say shit. My heart was broken a dozen times, but I learned to mask the pain when I looked into my mother's eyes and my cries became house mice quiet. I was whipped into doing what I was told while having to suffer in silence, and harsh remarks turned to lashes on my shattered skin. And I was isolated from my immediate and extended kin. And just because you didn't have yours, my connection was considered a sin. And I never expected to lose in love, but it was inevitable because you was only in this shit to win. I feel the sting from the scar up under my chin, and I remember being wired shut. The most painful shit I ever went through physically, but I guess emotionally, my spirit just ain't had enough. I shifted into a junkie for the game, became an addict to this pain, can't spot the difference in sanity and being insane. And I thought this was just tough love, like they say, but no, baby, this is fucked up. And I'm up crying at night while you telling me, quit bitching, you'll heal, it'll be all right. But not only were you hurting me, I was carrying all of our weight with broken bones. That shit was burdening. I was the breadwinner, homemaker, wound kisser, but to you, reciprocity was not something I was deserving of as queen. You stole my crown while I was sleeping and you pawned that shit for a PS4. And unknowingly to me, while I busted my ass to keep you fed, you were buying bitches 4 and torturing my heart while treating others kind. And you were keeping secrets and infidelity behind closed doors. But I was wrong for saying something because you'd been this way whole time. But again, it was my fault for believing what you said. If I got hurt, this was my ill to take. You'll still sleep soundly in my bed on the sheets that I had woven to keep you warm. While your daily mission was to ensure my torment, whether it was my face, my weight, my hair, or my fucking fingerprints, there was something wrong that you felt that you could fix. And while you were so fixated on making me perfect, you didn't realize I was throwing up everything that I cooked into the toilet, my body unwilling to hold on to the moment. The way that your words had on my tongue left a bad taste in my mouth. More than physical, you were bringing spiritual violation, never understanding that my sickness was a product of your leeching relation. And everyone wonders why we don't leave. But we don't have an answer that is easy to conceive. So tell me, how can you walk into the unknown? After being locked in an asylum with no guidance or chaperone, it's hard to venture into this judging world alone after madness is the one home you have ever known. I can't look myself in the mirror most days because I can't remember who I am anymore. I look like a ghost of myself caught in a haze, so I just catch glimpses of who I was in broken picture frames on the living room floor. I hid the toughest parts of my being in my underwear drawer because I realized that they were too powerful a weapon to wield, but I sit here wounded, unable to proclaim my defeat to the person on the other side of my mahogany barrier, but I just want to muster the rest of my strength to crawl to my dresser and load the clip of my heart full of every bulleted Valentine and let it end my battle, but alas, I am laying here amongst the debris in my fortress, unable to move because I just started recovering from the tortures. I am weak and I wonder when the vultures will find their way in. Bruises are still boring my skin, heartbeat still, and my life feels thin, but I have mustered my strength though to ask you to leave. I have locked my deadbolt and swallowed my spare key, but I have beaten myself up in my absence though for being naive and thinking that you'd be different than the last one. See, I was geared up for a ride in this love seat belt buckle fastened, but I didn't think that we lose control and end up spinning and crash. And I'm wondering how many more times I can take a fucking bash and I'm a body laid out on an undiscovered crime scene, left like roadkill to crawl for call for help, hoping that someone will find me while I'm praying out loud and my body's bleeding out, hoping that your next passenger don't end up just like me. Pardon me. I get tongue-tied a little bit, but that is Battle Scars. It took me a couple weeks to actually write that piece because it was hard. It's hard being in the midst of it. And then it took me 2 years to get through all of it. So I'm gonna look at comments. I haven't seen anything. Thank y'all for all of the love. I really appreciate it. I'm a little shaky. That piece takes some stuff out of me every time. So it kind of takes me back to it. So that's why I get jumbled. But I appreciate y'all patience and the vulnerability. So for the next, tongue-tied, gonna get some water. But for the next piece, I want y'all to pick. So do you guys want to hear about love language or about colors?
I'm gonna say love language. Y'all can unmute or drop it in the chat.
Yeah,
love language.
Love language for the win.
I'm saying love language. I'm the only guy in the room. I gotta.
So it seems like a unanimous love language. So we're gonna go. Oh, I'm seeing some colors now. Oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. Okay. So this piece is called Roses and Rosetta Stone. I'm not sure if I have time for both. So I don't know if I got time for both. But this is Roses and Rosetta Stone. Most people call me extra or too much because they don't comprehend my speech, don't understand how to hear me without tongue ever touching teeth. I got a twang to my heart that can make it a little hard to communicate sometimes. So forgive me in my hesitance to introduce myself in my native tongue because your dialect is unfamiliar to me and I don't mean to seem uncomfortable because I cannot understand you. You see, a love language is new to me and I get that mine is foreign to you. We want to get each other so badly, but there is a barrier between us. The way that I move sits strangely on your palate and you're having trouble pronouncing my middle name because your lips are not accustomed to my syllables. But if you are willing to invest the time, I am willing to tutor you. If you have a curiosity beyond your capacity, I could show you a thing or two. This mother tongue of mine derives from Mother Nature. Love as pure as waterfalls and as bright as fresh bloom flowers. You must understand its gentle source before you try to reap the fruits of its labors. This tongue I bleed love from is Eden, and I've had a few too many atoms ruin their paradise because they took a bite of the apple and got it stuck in their throat from choking on the misunderstanding of what all this was for. So I am drawing picture books so we can at least be on the same page until we figure out the best way to communicate, because I have never met someone who talks like you, who acts like you, who moves the way you do. And quite frankly, that scares the shit out of me. And I'm not meaning to be xenophobic. This just happens to be the first time that I have stamped my passport and I ended up landing in paradise with no way to ask for directions because I never heard nothing like you before. And I love that you are different from me. Believe me, your articulation is alien. The way that you translate yourself without any explanation is beyond anything that I have ever encountered. We have our best conversations when we are dancing because we are letting our bodies do the talking. I can be in sync with your phrasing when you are close to me. Movement is the one language we both speak, but movement is the one language we both speak, and I love being able to predict your next step because I feel that I know you so well. But I don't want to have to rely on charades and waltzing to get through our conflicts. I want to be able to make you proud because of how easily I can tell you I love you in your own words. I want to graduate with a degree in language studies and come to you so we can create our own and make history with the way that our love has blended two different dialects. But until we reach that point, I will pull all-nighters to study you. I will make sure that I am placing my accent marks perfectly when writing you love letters, and I am stone set on breaking down these barriers, because this love speech thing can be a hit or miss, and I've been misunderstood too many times before. So darling, I am on my way to your front door with roses and Rosetta Stone. Thank you. That's my little love piece. I'm normally a love poet, so that's what I do. I'm not sure if I have time for one more. So yeah. Okay. So for colors, this piece is called Read Me Rainbow. Yeah, and this is basically just I had like the phrase color me, like, you know, it's like that old ass white phrase, color me excited, like so it basically came about from that. So yeah, so this is Read Me Rainbow. Color me happy. When the skies are painted shades of pink and I can hear your voice singing to me underneath autumn falling leaf. Hues of pale honeydew grace the space between my feet, and I can drift off to midnight moods while counting cotton white sheep. Color me peaceful in the shade of blue that the clouds stand in contrast to, when the air brushes my cheek with rose red blushes, and I feel that we should learn something new. But I don't want to rush this, so I start rolling purple and dollar bill green into paper brown totes with a honey covered sheen, and a sparkle blue flame pulling the fire for a taupe, inhale an amber haze, then slowly let out the smoke. Color me nervous, color me anxious, color me shy. But the moments that I turn crimson, but I can't explain why, maybe because of the way that your laugh spins on my color wheel until my fingers are laced in gold silk. You haven't rumpled my still skin yet, but I don't mind you ruffling the feathers of my plumage as long as you don't paint agitation on my jawline. Don't color me jealous, for I'm never green. I could never imagine Granny Smith apples on my cheeks or eyes the color of hazel scenes, and you got sensitive teeth, so I'm doing my best not to be hard on you. And you're sweet as cotton candy pink, and you melt on my tongue like it too. So color me joyful because you resemble the lights on a Ferris wheel. Aura is technicolor rainbow. Music is showing vibrant violets as you speak. And I can't help but to show the gaps in my teeth when you say, I love you. So color me clear for the day when, so color me clear for the days when, so color me vulnerable for the days when clear matches my mood. And I cry aquamarine underneath the turning full moon, for the days when my heart is made of glass, and for the nights that I don't believe that this will pass. So color me like a toddler, color me like a toddler learning how to maneuver their hands. Uncertain but confident in the same set of scribbles, because I honestly don't know what the hell I am doing, but this will be a fucking masterpiece when it is finished. And I know that I broke rhythm, so color me unexpected. Color me what you see when you think of love and protection. Color me sunshine, color me daylight, color me bliss. Color me exuberant, color me angry, color me with a kiss, so you can see how my face changes like mood ring against the warmth of your lips, how I turn metallic tints, and it can sometimes be hard to read me without a manual on my paperback skin. So color me like a book with no instructions. Like you're blind to the distinction between my greens and yellows, so you don't understand that my blue moods just mean that I'm mellow, and I had to buy you special glasses just so you could see me full spectrum. So you could understand the difference between eggshell and alabaster cream, and so you could finally see what I feel in a dual tone 3D. So as we stand in our studio as naked as our canvas, I am asking you to please paint me with your fingertips dipped into watercolor, dripping mood boards down your phalanges and onto my collarbones. I see the rainbow you have spread across your 10 impressive impressions as you apply pressure to the space in between my chest. I feel my heart rate calming down as my mind takes a rest between the lines. Color me loved. Thank you. So shameless plug, my Instagram is at Super Duper Lyric, SUPERDUPERLYRIC. I'll put it in the chat as well as my Cash App. Thank y'all for listening and connecting with me and enjoying, and I hope y'all were able to see what I said. So thank you.
Woo! Ciao. Thank you so, wow, that was so powerful. Thank you so much. That was fire. Damn. Amazing. Again, I'm just going to put in a Google form so that if you want your actual writing piece to be featured, whether you're performing from the audience or a headline performer, you can just upload it so that I don't chop and screw anything, and I can have that transcript and put that on our social media. Thank you again. Blessings on blessings.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, y'all. And now we have a beautifully talented, amazing poet. She goes by the name of Push Your Pen. So I'll bring her to the floor.
Oh, all right. So I guess it's my turn. Hello, everyone. I do go by the name Push Your Pen. I am a 2-time published author, and I'm actually going to read from both books, actually, a sample from each book. And yeah, I'm just going to get into it. So the first book, my very first book is, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's kind of messing up. Anyway, it's called Property of You. And I'm going to read a piece called Deep. And this is actually the first piece I've ever actually performed on an open mic. How deep can you love me? Can you love me past these bones I drag and through the afterlife as we worship God together hand in hand? If I go before you go and my soul rustles through soil to prepare as your guardian angel, will you live for me? Carrying my memories as legacy and enjoy time left here, but don't count the days away because our time will come again. Our souls will dance instead of bones, and our happiness will shine without teeth. And after the Lord tells you, job well done, you'll find me again through love. So that was more so a shorter piece. I think I was very nervous, I guess, writing my first performance piece, so that's why I was a little short. But yeah, so that's from my book, Property of You, and that's 30 different individual pieces within the first one, and it's kind of written as like your personal journal as you read it. And my second book, let me take y'all back. I don't know if you can see it. It's messing up. Yeah, here it goes. The one I'm going to read from there, this is 30 different individual pieces as well. It's a collection of poetry inspired by stories told in real life conversation. So each of these stories were basically told to me, and I received permission to write about each of them. So there's a lot from a woman's perspective, but there's also some from a guy's perspective. And I wanted to challenge myself and be able to take on that challenge to write from a guy's perspective. So this one is actually called Separation, and it is from a gentleman's perspective. She was perfection, brown skin complexion. Her thickness made me feel blessed, and for her, I cooked, cleaned, shoot. I'd even fold her dresses. Why? Because she was my blessing and my rib, so without her, a piece of me is missing. Yet I should have known she was no good. When my gestures gave her no meaning, the kisses turned into dodges. I prayed, but it felt like I had no progress. I don't know why she won't look at me the same. Does she not want to be monogamous? What's he got that I don't? This is crazy. I went through her phone to see which body bag to use. How hefty. How could she cheat on me with this dude? I barked on her crazy. Then my heart dropped to my gut when she told me he's a lady. And just like that, she's now a bitch. The no good ones. I should have known would switch. I could get past you cheating with someone with more of an inch, but instead you'd rather bump fish. I couldn't make you moan, so you'd rather a girl that looks like me, but sits when she has to piss. I'm crushed. But I care more about our kids. Mommy and daddy are no more. It's mommy and mommy now. With all due respect, I love you, but you gotta get out. And that concludes my 2 pieces. You can definitely find me on IG at pushyour_pen, PUSHYOUR_PEN. And also my link tree is there as well in order to purchase my books on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and also on 2i Publishing, where my second book is published.
Yes. Thank you so much, Push Your Pen. Be sure to drop that in the chat as well, just so that people have the visual and they can support you in every aspect. Thank you so much. I was like, ooh, that last poem. I was like, ooh, and then what? And then she had to set the pic. Oh, girl.
Yeah, so.
True story, the story corner, okay? Thank you again.
No problem.
All right, coming to the stage. Let me just find the spotlight for Shaveh. Here we are. Okay, introduce yourself, drop information, all your information in the chat, and the floor is yours.
Hey everyone, it's Shaveh. And
so sorry. Shaveh.
My first name is Anyrah, so either way, people kind of so it's okay. I'm a spoken word artist. I have a poetry book called Water the Flowers in Your Hair. You can purchase it on my website or on Amazon, and I'll drop that information soon. So I'm gonna do two pieces. The first piece is called Social Media Beauty. And this was kind of inspired from me seeking external validation all the time in a certain season in my life. And so this was just to write this to challenge me and other women to know that regardless, you are beautiful because of who you are and the essence of you, and not what you have, not what you wear. So this is social media beauty. Sis, why you keep lying to yourself? Your CoverGirl foundation shouldn't be the foundation of your self-esteem. Maybe it's Maybelline that got your face put on backwards, got you afraid to take the mask off. I mean, really, take the mask off. Like, why your lace front more put together than your personality? In actuality, you're unhappy with your reality. It's a tragedy how fake happiness can look so convincing behind filters and 140 characters. Open your third eye. Realize that we are living in the Kardashian era, where you post a highlight of your life, but you fight your demons in private. You suffer from depression and anxiety in silence. You let social media be your false prophet, promoting false hope on your timeline. Got you thinking that your beauty must be purchased from a local beauty hair store. I wish you knew how to adore the sun and moon God is giving you. I wish you spent less time seeking validation from people who don't even know your name. I bet if Jesus had an Instagram account, he will only have 12 followers. If you had 12 followers, you'll be ready to commit suicide. Looks can be deceiving. It's a reason why you're smiling in your photos, but you're dying on the inside. But nobody cares. At least your post got 545 likes. The question is, once the makeup is removed, once the inches are gone, when you are only skin, bone, and spirit naked in the mirror, do you truly love yourself for who you are? Do you love yourself enough to break yourself down and put yourself back together again? Sis, don't you know that your beauty is impeccable? That God's signature is engraved in your smile. You are worth the wind and wow to be told you're beautiful. Excuse me, that's social media beauty. So that's that piece. And this next piece is called Two Gods. And this one was just inspired. I talk about my faith a lot in most of my work. And so this is just me in a season of being lost and found, pretty much, to sum it up. I got so high last night, I forgot who I was, forgot who I belonged to. Didn't dare release the prayers trapped in my throat. Instead, I swallowed them with fear and depended on the drugs to medicate us, to elevate our troubled minds from broken realities. His twisted lips smiled like glitter and whispered, sins are forgiven the next morning, no need to apologize. Take this last dance with me tonight, and I promise you everything will be just fine. So I took his hand, and we danced and exchanged tequila kisses. I French kissed the redemption on his tongue. You taste like blood, roses, and vodka, a mouthful of regret. The next morning, resentfully washing the sin out of my hair, making sure my morals are somewhat intact to stumble in church half sober, trying to worship two gods in the same sanctuary, confessing two gods with the same tongue. I should be ashamed of myself right now. I know my lifestyle is very contradicting nowadays. One day I'm saved, the next day too rebellious to pray. I prefer doing things my way. I mean, I wouldn't say that. It's just, I got the rest of my life to live righteously, to be holy and whole, to live a life free of sin. I mean, honestly, I just want to listen to trap music and do hood things with my friends. Drink every weekend, tease men with lust, tell them I'm a virgin, live a lifestyle like God only exists on Sunday mornings. I only make room for him on Sunday mornings. But now I'm back here, back in the same space I lost myself 3 years ago, confessing God with the same tongue I French kissed the devil with last night. I should be disgusted with myself right now. How long did I think I can serve two gods without feeling convicted, feeling restricted to faith, claiming that I'm legally blind, I can't see, wandering in places I had no business being in? There was no eternal life in that blunt we smoked last night. There was no saint in sight, despite the fact we claimed to be one. But God has been so patient with me. I finally decided to write this poem to the nights I wandered in places I had no business being in. When my heart denied you like Peter, you fought for my love anyway. You deserve all of my loyalty. And because of that, I don't want to serve two gods anymore. The only God I want to serve is Jesus Christ. I surrender. Ooh, a little choppy, but that was two gods. And I'm gonna do like a really short poem really quick for my poetry, but super quick, just a couple lines. Where is it? Oh, it's called Heavy Soil. To the women seeking validation from men who have nothing to offer, diminishing the most beautiful layers of your identity to feed his promiscuity. He wouldn't give you a eulogy if you died in his arms tonight. Love is not heavy soil. Love should never bury you alive. That's Heavy Soil. Thank y'all so much.
Yes. That was actually the poem that I fell in love with watching you perform. And I remember coming up to you like, I feel a little seen and a little attacked at the same time. Okay. And I came up to you and just kind of was talking to you about this event, and you were just so open to doing it. So just thank you. And I'm so glad you chose to perform that, because that was a poem where I was just like, wow, like that's real, that's deep. So fire. Thank you.
Everyone was super dope. So.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
I said thank you, and shout out to everyone else. The poems have been really good and inspirational. So.
Absolutely. And be sure to drop your social media platforms in the chat, your Cash App, Tip the Poet. If you like what you heard tonight, anything that you have going on, drop that in the chat. And thank you again, Mama. All right, let me find the spotlight for my girl who's coming on next. Here we are. I'm not even going to attempt to say your name because I don't want to chop it. So I'm going to let you say your name, and then I'm going to introduce you after you say your name.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hey guys, I'm Phadia.
Phadia. All right, guys. Next coming up to the stage is Phadia, an amazing poet. I cannot wait to hear what you have, and the floor is yours.
Hey guys, I'm a Haitian therapist, trauma therapist in New York, and I also just started my own business. So I'm excited to be here. And I also, I have a podcast that I also host. Oh my God, you guys, this is so beautiful. And by the way, you guys, I'm nervous because I'm like, there's so many great poets. And just coming out of this, like during the pandemic, I do write, but it was just all sitting in my notebook until one of my friends was like, listen, why are you not sharing your pieces? So thank you for inviting me, and I'm here and I, excited. So here we go. All right, so this one, I wrote this poem. It has to do with with my growth and where I was spiritually and just growing and finding myself. And I took a trip back home in Haiti, and it's just with everything that's going on, as you guys can see. So this was a way to kind of help me come out of my shell and just being my highest self, being the person that I need to be. So it's called Under the Moon. Ocean clear and blue under the moonlight. As the journey just begins, here she comes out of the ocean, walking onto the shore, dressed in all white and pearl beads. Her brown eyes aligned with the moon, illuminating her soul. As she danced to the sound of the waves and to the beat of her drum, connecting with the earth, opening her heart, allowing herself to feel and love perfectly by God, letting her voice rise of its freedom, letting her smile warm her heart. She raises her arms above her head, swinging her hips up and down, side to side, singing her tunes, with melody sweeping her away, dancing with the waves, writing her story, hitting each chord and playing every key, fighting her rhythm, tattooed on a music sheet to never be forgotten, singing softly into the sky, leaving her imprints behind. Under the moon, she lights up, vibrantly stepping into her own. The earth surrounds her, with her energy flowing through her as she embraces new beginning, taking each step towards this journey of self-discovery. Because every word is written on this music sheet is her life story waiting to be told. Here she is, shining within. Inhale, in tune, exhale with the waves, letting go of everything that brought her pain and shame, releasing her pain into the ocean, grounding herself into earth. Watch her dance her heart away, opening up her heart to peace with love surrounding her. And nothing stands against it, and let it flow through you. Every fear to be connected back to your highest self. Waving her heart away to the ocean, bathing in her purity with her head held high, exhaling slowly, and watch how gently it fades away. Sitting by the shore with a blank page in her notebook, manifesting everything in her, releasing all the trauma and darkness, undoing every single belief, carrying on her heart, mind, spirit, and her highest thoughts. Close your eyes to be drift away on the spiritual path. Be gentle and delicate with yourself in the moment of surrendering. Queen, rise up, bathe in the wave and wash your scars away. As I love your beauty marks under the stars, aligning your mind, body, and soul, scribbling these words left under the sand to watch her bloom from a place of clarity. Radiating love, starting where she is. And in time, you'll learn how to co-write. So for now, I love you for not knowing how to dance to the beat of your drums. Journey with me and grow with me under the moon, because you have found your way home. So I have another one I want to share. This one is about my mom. I lost my mom a few years ago, and it took me about 11 years to finally grieve her. So the pandemic really took a turn and really put me in a space of stillness, and I had to basically find the space to release all of that. And so this is in memory of her. I just celebrated her anniversary. So it's called Carmen. That was her name. You came back in my dreams, taking me far away from the world I knew. You showed me you were in every beauty I seek. As I look in the mirror, seeing your own reflection within me. Took me a while to see you were always here, never gone, feeling your soul, hearing the sound of your voice outside my windows, listening to the birds singing to me, waking me up to the sound of your voice. My heart ached every time I think of you, how I miss you so. As I whisper, I love you and I miss you. So many things I miss. I can still feel your warmth, embrace. Not enough stories can take away each tear you cry for me, for each truth you've helped me see, for the heartache that you've known, for the wisdom that you've shown. Sitting in the forest, becoming one, I know you walk alongside of me, listening to my stories and wipe away my tears. I feel your arms around me, understanding my fears. And you told me to never stop. I feel you pushing me through. As some days, I don't know how to even get out of bed. I still remember the last day I saw you, as I will plant every flower for you, growing your gardens in me, and pray you receive every flower in heaven. I will forever be grateful you were mine. I was not ready to let you go, and I think of you all the time. I promise to be the woman you see in me. I know you will be watching me from the sky. I see your beautiful face in the river as it flowed down the stream, reflecting in the waterfalls with such soothing sound. Seeing your beauty and strength, calming sound, listening to your footsteps through the forest with the sun glaring through the leaves as you speak to me, reconnecting with your roots as I remember my comfort within you. Mother's Days, special holidays, birthdays are no longer the same without you. Living without you was taking a toll on me. Dark clouds weighed me down, allowing the storm to drown me, flooding with anger of your absence. You were the best friend I never had, remembering your wisdom and teaching of kindness slipping from your tongue. You are my role model. Your guidance has shifted my path, staring at your pictures, knowing the purest love I've ever had on this earth. I send you my love upon the wings of angels, as the next time I see you will be forever. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for sharing that and just being transparent and vulnerable here, because that's real. A lot of things, a lot of feelings came up for a lot of people during the pandemic. You had so much time, whether you chose to heal or ignore, but you had no choice but to stare in the mirror and kind of stare at all the emotions that came up for you. So that's real, and I'm praying for your healing, and I'm sorry for your loss as well. And yeah, thank you for sharing that. Be sure to drop all your information in the chat as well, so that people can support and reach out to you for anything to connect to anything.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, love. Thank you. All right, guys, and so I am the last headliner of the evening, and I'm going to do like 2 poems. I'll keep it cute, and then we'll go into some music with DJ Jules, where we'll be able to network. I'll give you time to, if you haven't, respond to the writing prompt to upload your work, and then for everyone to kind of just talk in the chat and unmute. So if a beat is flying and you got something in your head, unmute and spit to the beat. Like, we're creating here. We're gonna have a cute little intermission, you know what I'm saying? Don't feel shy. I think we all know each other on a different level at this point. We done shared some stories here, right? So I'll close out with some poems and then circle back with the writing prompt, how to submit your writing piece. We'll play some music. You can unmute and vibe lyrically to the music. DM respective poets if you want to work with them, or if you have open mic coming up and you want them to perform. Really utilize this time to kind of get to know each other, and then I'll open the floor to close out to see if anyone from the audience wants to perform. All right, I'm Leonora. I know a lot of you guys have been calling me Lenora or Leonora. So it is spelled Leonora, but it's actually pronounced Leonora. I figured I just correct it at the end, since I figured I'd probably chop 1 or 2 names. So let me just hold that down, right? But thank you so much for being here. I'm going to read my first piece called Godiva Loving from my book Made. Okay. Your chocolate covered, melanin filling, Godiva dripping skin is a brown-eyed girl's fairy tales, a brown girl's dream. You whipped your accomplishments and stripped off trauma, soothed your wounds with perseverance and determination. You licked your lips. I envisioned my heart exiting my body and floating into your arms, handled with care. You opened your mouth as your tongue revealed your thoughts. I saw us. Your lips on my forehead at night, your fingers intertwined in my curls. There I laid on your chest, bare chest. Listening to your heartbeat, it matched mine. You walked across the room. I envisioned you galloping across the seas, my arms wrapped around your waist, destined to freedom. I held you. You had me, I'm safe. Your chocolate covered, melanin filling, Godiva dripping skin is a brown-eyed girl's fairy tale. A brown girl's dream. I'm stuck, my thoughts no longer mine, my body yearning for your touch, my lips wanting your kiss, my hands wanting to discover the texture of your filling. My brown-eyed fairy tale, this brown girl's dream. Godiva dripping, I wish I was sipping from all your streams. My brown-eyed fairy tale. And so that was Godiva dripping. And that's just basically when, you're falling in love with someone and You're not even at that space yet, but there's just so many things that you're just like, yeah, that's my future. Like, yeah, I like that. You know what I mean? And you're really starting to feel that person's aura, and you're trying not to rush it, but you're just daydreaming about things. You're like, yo, when I see you, it's on and popping. Like, you're mine. You're my fairy tale. So that's that. My next poem is called The Dealer. All right. For generations, we've been dealt bad hands with bad plans. Discouragement, fear, and hopelessness turns into rage. Rage becomes a constant paired with broken hearts and idle souls. Fallen prophets, shifted crowns, too many Black bodies and Black face clouds. Imprinted impressions from your constant frown. Faded streaks from your flowing tears, bags residing under your eyes, you're tired. Tired from carrying the weight of the world, 2 hands at a time, 1 step forward, push back, took back, knocked off balance, 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4. You breathe frantically. Keep walking, they say. Keep pushing, okay? Keep carrying. A change gonna come. And yet here we are, legs feeble, mind on alert, our bodies a moving target, your spirit weary, your rage present, but keep walking, they say. Keep pushing, okay? Keep carrying. The change is gonna come, it's coming, and yet here we are. They forced your hand, it's time now, strategize a plan, rebel you here. Violence and fear, peace or release, no reparations for ease, they forced your hand. Now strategize a plan, rebel you here. Violence and fear, peace or release, walk or be walked. Hard to live, but scared to die. It's been a long time, it's time. For years, we've been dealt bad hands with bad plans. Left to find the way, it's time, it's time. Let's create our own, are you ready? And that was called The Dealer. And I'm going to do my last piece. It's called Dear America. So typically this is a call and response, but seeing as we're on Zoom, I'm just gonna read through it. Dear America, my skin color should not be the center of your racial narrative, America. The pigmentation of my skin does not define what's within, nor my intelligence, my class, my worth, or how I should be treated, America. I am a woman. I hold the power of the population, America. It is I that has the capability to birth the nation. It is these goddesses right here with the power of procreation, dear America. Yet it is we who remain stigmatized, underrepresented, disrespected, unequally treated in social and economic circumstance. But they love to see us dance. They love the sway of our hips, the foundation in this, the fullness of our lips, the magic that radiates from our soul, our character, our bows. America. You love everything Black but Black. Black women, our men, our sound, our crown, our innate power to fight, our rhythm, our might. We are power, America. Do you know what it means to be Black, Black in America, America? It means learning every day that you are a problem for nothing more than merely being born with brown skin, America. It means sitting in a class and debating if you should point out errors in a lesson or sit and learn a lesson that you can't trust the systems compiling the lessons, America. Institutional racism, let's not play dumb and let us not let them leave us numb, dear America. It means trying to figure out how not to hate yourself while navigating through a society that hates you, America. The origin of man is Black, not an opinion, just stating facts, and man came from woman, so no, I'm not your bitch, your hoe, your thought, your slut, no face, big butt, your trophy to stunt. I am a woman. I am a Black woman, America. I was made in the image of God, a woman, beauty, innate, America. I am a symbol of power and strength. I'm not here as your fetish or to be sexualized, not prioritized. I'm here to fight for unity, love, equality, and peace. I'm your mother. I'm your sister, your auntie, your cousin. I'm your niece. Dear America, I birthed you. And that is Dear America. Thank you. That is from my book, May. Can you see it? All right, this is the author's copy. But I'll put the website in. If you haven't subscribed to She Is May, do so. And then there's a shopping tab where I have my Dear America t-shirts, my Dear America tote bags, my She Is May tote bags, my Made book, Linguistic Gravity book, and I just released a self-care wellness journal, which I am absolutely in love with. So take a look, and if you're in Queens, you could just let me know, and instead of paying shipping and handling, I'll just bring it to you, and you can DM me or shoot me a text. I know what it is. And much love and light. I'm going to now let Jules play some music. I'm going to put in the Google form, and then the writing prompt. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening for the Story Corner. This is our first Story Corner open mic. All proceeds, again, will go towards purchasing health, wellness, and art supplies for students that are in junior high school and high school, and help assist in creating our reintegration workshop for elementary school students, junior high school, and high school students, which will happen September 3rd and September 4th. So you'll just be seeing a lot of posts about back to school and supporting different initiatives. So thank you so much for using your voice, your art as your power. Much love. Jules, play some tunes down. Unmute if you got something you want to say over the instrumentals, okay? And I'll put some things in the chat, and then we'll open the floor for a little bit.
no, no.
But can you talk about yourself a little bit? I'm gonna drop your IG in the chat, but just you have a lot of dope things going on. And just in case people want to like book you, utilize you, just share some things about yourself.
This was for me. I missed what you said, Leo. I didn't have you.
I knew you was in the zone because I tried to say something like twice. I'm like, oh, she's jamming out. No, I was saying I'm gonna drop your Instagram in the chat, but share some information about yourself. You have so many dope projects going on. You do a lot. Me and you, we connect on so many different levels. She actually was the editor for my books and my self-care journal. So remember, I said have someone proof that she's the go-to. But yeah, speak about your projects and what you have going on, just in case people want to reach out to you.
Yeah, for sure. As I said before, I'm Jewel. An educator during the day. I do program management, getting supplemental programs into schools in Brownsville and South Bronx. That's like every day of the week. But I also do music production. So a lot of the beats that you hear tonight are my beats that I made. I also just worked on a project. It's a YouTube series called Phase 6. So I did all of the music for that series. Coming up is a residency program, which I advise all of you in here to do because you all are poets of some sort of writers, and the United States government will pay for you to go to different countries to do what you do. And so you guys should look into Next Level. It's called Next Level. It's done by the United States Department of State Affairs in collaboration with University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. They do it every year. Last year, of course, they did it because of the pandemic, but the people that were selected from last year will be doing it, I think, next year. So they're still, on board, even though it was the pandemic that kind of stopped it. But they do it for poets, MCs, beat makers, DJs, and dancers. So if you fall into any or all of those, or you got friends that do, definitely you guys should get involved. You just have to apply. It's really competitive, but what I saw tonight, I know you guys can all get in. So definitely look up Next Level. I'll put it in the chat for you guys too. Outside of that, just, working with different artists, whether it be for rapping or singing. I also do some campaign work for background music for that. But I'm around. I also DJ. Clearly, I DJ too. So education, DJing, music production, whatever you need, just hit me up. brownjewel.beats on Instagram.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna open the floor if you have any questions. I know there were questions in the chat. And Jewel, you could play music like as an undertone, really kind of low. There were questions in the chat. If there's any questions you wanted to ask, if you want to spit to an instrumental or to the writing prompt, feel free. I'm opening the floor now. All you gotta do is unmute. I just want to give space and time for that. You can also drop it in the chat if you have a question as well, and I can just answer it in real time. And then if you wrote to the writing prompt, well, there's a few lines, feel free to unmute and share with that too. Also, drop your website in the chat. If you have a website, drop that too.
This is dope on the Pyrex. They got fiends looking designer aspects like Jasmine Guy X. Before they catch the blast, that's Texas Wally song. I flip your world upside down, so now the ground is where the skies belong. Just don't question if your eyes see wrong. That's all me. I crisscross you for a small fee, or give you the tall tee and backwards overalls free. I'm on the shopping mall. It's cut from a cloth that's not about shit. I wouldn't put them on, I keep a foot upon. Somebody had, cause somebody said they was dope with excitement. After I bar, put they speak up, they catching a sentence. Both go down for the indictment. I might rent the space in the mind of your main woman. If she on her way, just know that your watch and chain coming. There's no one who can rival the thoughts to my brain summon. And I heard our ways, band-aids, pills for pain numbing. The smack pack hits like a gorilla pimp's back smack. A government macaque, LAPD's blackjack until the
all right, y'all, if we don't have no questions, we don't have anyone that wants to perform during the open mic piece, then I will say thank you so much, you guys, for joining us this evening, for sharing your talent, for being vulnerable, for using your art to cultivate change. Oh, I didn't know that. Why did you say that, girl? I'm trying to get it. Hello?
Over here being shy, like, okay, is anyone gonna go?
I knew it was something. I knew it was. I'm like, I should have said maybe put the hand up, raise your hand or something, but no problem. Blessings on blessings. Thank you so much, King. Much love, Ali. I'll highlight you now and we can get to it.
All right.
Do you want the music on or no?
Yeah, it could be on.
All right, bet.
This was actually a pre-write, and I think it's just so appropriate. So I'm gonna just flow.
Fire.
This is for us, the most regular Black person in America, the Black intellectual, the underdog, and the overachiever. Death culture is officially dead. Wellness is the weight we move in. Bumping God music as soon as we rise. Meditation is the new chill. Affection is the new addiction. Given with intent is the new secret Santa. Trust is our new currency. Knowledge of self is the only drug we consuming. We vibrant, we high off life. The babies are their own masters, courageous enough to live life. We guide them in unconditional love. We a unit because we unite as community. We are new. Healthy communication makes us come. Sex is intimate and intimacy is sexy as fuck. Love is brand new and we thriving. God is a real nigga and we OGs. Respect this God talk. Peace.
God is a real nigga and we OGs. Heard you. A
Yes.
real nigga and we OGs. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And feel free to upload that too, and we could put that on our blog.
For
That was
sure.
fire. That was fire.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you so
fire.
much for this.
Fire. Anyone else before I close out? That was fire.
I can go.
Okay, let me highlight you. Wait, who said that? Doo-doo-doo. Oh, copy. You could keep the music playing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, this one is called Message in a Bottle. I write my heart to you, pouring every bit of me on each line of my notebook, every ounce of it. I watch you from afar because your smile caught my eyes, but to admire you, my words leave my mind. As you already stole my heart, you feed my mind with your soul, feeling deeply connected. So I will send you my heart with the ocean waves to one day ride the sea with you. Can you hold my hands when the day comes? When I find the courage to tell you what I hold so dear in my heart, I may feel weak and you might need to catch me. So carry my message until we meet one day. Until then, I will stand at the lighthouse and watch my message in the bottle right away and wait until I get to you. Very short.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Feel free to upload that as well.
Okay.
Anyone else trying to sit before we wrap up the night? Make sure I'm not missing no one. Fire. All right, y'all. It has been so amazing vibing with y'all tonight. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your talent, for keeping it 100 in your writing, for vibing with Jules, for vibing with me, with She Is Made. I look forward to connecting and building with y'all more. Y'all are so dope. I'm so happy that we were able to catch this vibe together for real. Such a vibe, a great way to transition into my Monday, but but this is what we live for, right? And I do encourage you guys to keep writing, keep performing, keep connecting with me if there's anything that you want to put together, anything you want to talk about, if you want to be involved, if you see me throw a flyer out there and you want to be involved, let me know. I also do creative writing workshops, which is always free for the community. And I've been getting some requests about it, so I might bring that back sometime in September, either before or after the reintegration workshop. And it's basically centered around different writing prompts, which then is compiled into one complete writing prose, and then we open the space to perform. It's been really great. We've also done creative writing workshops with therapists involved, with healers involved, that also assisted in facilitating that. I would love to do a creative workspace. Maybe that's something to think about. If that's something you're into, let me know. Give me a thumbs up or something. I kind of like the vibe of hearing the music. When I'm creating, I'm listening to instrumentals. I think Jules really killed it. Maybe in person, God willing. And yeah, much love and light. Look out for my post with the post review about tonight. The video from tonight, I'm gonna throw it on YouTube, our newsletters. If you haven't subscribed to sheismade.com, do so you can receive the newsletters, right? And you can see yourself. And other posts in regards to back to school and what we have going on. I am Leonora. Thank you so much to our headline performers. Thank you so much for our DJ Jewel. Unmute yourself, big up yourself. It's a Sunday and you dedicated your time and your art to a great cause. So love and light, and peace out, family.
channeling energy, sending it to me, yeah, right on the line. Ooh yeah, you know you find it, and somehow you find the time to wine and dine. Your bitch is better than me.
Say it done, no pain, no pleasure. Can't lie, took it all. Ooh, you take my money and I don't get a thing back. Ooh, no patience, I'm running out, honey. Oh yeah. Ooh, this shit is trash. I'ma give it right on back, 'cause that's what I've been getting from you. Yeah, lately, yeah, you been out of your mind, treading lines, loving me blind. Talk about we should take time, how you go and call it good news. Oh, 'cause you feel it, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, how much can a heart take? Yeah. The feelings change like phases of the moon. Ooh.
Sleeping all day, chief and rolling, Big D, oh gangs, about to lose it. The body's on fire. Ooh, love me long till you get tired. Ooh, baby, you got what you's a real one, I'm inspired. Break me off and get you, yeah, yeah, when the lights is out. I'm summertime, pushing, put that game on pause and do it how I like it, baby, nice and slow. Ooh, break me off and get you, yeah, yeah, when the lights is out. I'm summertime, pushing, put that game on pause and do it how I like it, baby, nice and slow. My knees get weak when you touch me. Body, use it, gang stupid. That body's on fire. Ooh, love me long till you get tired. Ooh, baby, you got what you's a real one, I'm inspired. Break me off and get you, yeah, yeah, when the lights is out. I'm summertime, pushing, put that game on pause and do it how I like it, baby, nice and slow. Break me off and get you, yeah, yeah, when the lights is out. I'm summertime, pushing, put that game on pause and do it how I like it, baby, nice and slow. And he don't call me anymore. We don't even kiss. Am I his fool? What must I do to keep him loving me? All this love I give, that ain't cool. Got what you want, I got what you need. Ooh, this time I'ma make it hot. Come on, I got what you want, got what you need, baby. Can I get another shot? Come on, this time I'ma make it hot. Call my man at the crib. He turned off his phone, said to call him back. you can